Well, hey, how y'all doing out there this afternoon? Listen, I was kind of rough on everybody talking about a brother and tough love and everything, so I want to show the good side of being a brother, and I want to let y'all in on a little something. I think you already know, but I've really been paying a lot of attention, as many people have, to the floods out west in our agricultural areas, to the weird weather that we're having all around, and primarily to what's going on at the southern border. When I just recently realized that around 42% of our fresh food, fresh vegetables and whatnot actually come from Mexico. So I worry about what's going on at the border, and we all don't know what's going on. But back when the Boy Scouts used to be Boy Scouts, they told us to be prepared. So as a brother, I'm going to ask y'all, are you prepared? And I really want you to think about this, because in the hustle and bustle of things and life going by and getting to work and paying the bills and taking care of the kids and having a little time for yourself, I understand. I know you ain't got a whole lot of time to think about this and do anything about it. So whether you live in a city or whether you live in a big town or you live in suburbia, you can have a garden. Look, right here, here's a lot of nice things growing, I can't eat them, but they make the house look nice. And so you can always do things like that. Everybody's got flowers around the house, hanging baskets, whatnot. I mean, hanging baskets around here, and we can do that in apartments. We can do that in condos. We can do that in our homes, houses or whatever, tiny houses even. But the point I'm trying to make is what you're putting in that ground, because y'all, with the floods the way they are, more coming. They're probably not going to recover from that. Probably they're going to miss this growth season. That's for sure. Okay, so there's a lot of grains and a lot of wheat, a lot of fresh vegetables that are not going to come from that area this year. So that means by the end of this summer, fresh vegetable prices are going to be very, very expensive. Mexico's probably going to put tariffs on their food, since our government found a need to put tariffs on their items. So the tariff war is going to be in our disadvantage, because mostly what we import from around the world is food. Technology and a little bit of manufacturing, but from our neighbors, Canada and Mexico, most of the things we get from them are food. So I don't want you to have to rely on that. I want you to quit thinking about that grocery store. I want you to quit thinking about those high food bills. I want you to quit thinking about what's coming. Listen, y'all, not only will planting a garden ensure that you have some kind of food coming to you, something fresh, something with vitamins, some with things that you need, good wholesome food. It is very peaceful. It is very serene. It is very connecting to our Mother Earth to grow, to put your hands in the soil, to dig that soil, to have dirty nails, to put your feet in it, just go barefoot when you walk through your garden to pick weeds. It is amazing. It is spiritual. To me, it is spiritual. It is communing and using this earth as we're supposed to. So, like I said, as a son of Mother Earth and a brother to you, my brothers and sisters, you can't do nothing better for your life than grow something, even if it's a plant. But I want you to rethink that these days. A hanging basket. Did you know that you can do tomatoes in a hanging basket? You can even grow them upside down, right off your porch balcony, anything. You could be on the 10th floor of a building. You could still grow that. Rooftops, abandoned lots, anywhere you can find. But especially y'all that live in neighborhoods that have all this lush green, nice yard grass and elephant ears and all kind of nice things growing. You could go to each one of these neighbors and say, hey, brother, do you mind if I start you up a little small plot in the backyard? Because you live by the creek. Maybe we can grow watermelons and squash in your backyard. And this neighbor, hey, you mind if I do a little work in your backyard? Or let me get through your fence. And I'll do some corn back here. I'll go up to this guy and say, I'll do some green beans and some kale and some spinach or something. Let everybody get involved. Also explain to them, this will give you a chance to get to know your neighbor. All right, to let them know who you are and that you're really about neighborhood and community, and it'll give everybody a chance to work together, and every single person will be contributing to this. So when the crunch does come up, and it's coming, y'all, that ain't out of fear. The crunch coming about food, it's been predicted by everybody from in America all the way around the world. Everybody has watched these floods. They know where our food comes from. They see the political spectrum, the military spectrum, all the things going on right now. everybody's predicting that we're fixing to have a big, deep depression and food is going to skyrocket. So if you just got 5 neighbors to do one little, maybe even just a 15-foot by 15-foot patch in their backyard, look at all that food that's going to come from it. Because you know, when somebody plants all tomatoes in one little patch like that, watch the tomatoes. They will, y'all, you'll have more tomatoes than you can shake a stick at. Now, so that's the way it is with everybody growing something individual. That way, and you're taking care of it. You can get other people involved in your neighborhood. Maybe they feel bad because they're not working. Maybe they feel bad because they're disabled and can't get out. Or maybe it's just a housewife or Mr. Mom or whoever these days that's stuck at home with the kids taking care of the house while the spouse works. You can get them involved too, or you can just do it yourself. But I don't want to see anybody go hungry. I don't want to see anybody kill another person for food in America. And I got a really bad feeling that that's coming up, and it is predicted. So this isn't fear-mongering. This is telling you reality. Our agricultural areas have been flooded out no matter how they got flooded out. I think it's weather warfare, whatever. It don't matter. It's done. Some of these places, the water hadn't even receded enough for them to start planting, and they're not going to plant this year. With everything that's going on, we've talked about this a bunch. But what can you do about it? Instead of sitting there fretting it, instead of sitting there wondering how you're going to pay bills by the end of the summer and eat, you can grow some of your own food. You can also, while you're at it, look, I'm not a survivalist, but I'm a naturalist. I'm going to eat in the life cycle and the natural process of food. So I see eating as something to fill my body, but also to live and survive. So I want to be healthy, but I also want to live and survive. But a lot of these vegans, a lot of these Seventh-day Adventists, a lot of these people that talk about their diet and they get real serious about it, because it is serious business to them. They found out those are healthy ways to eat. You need to look right in your front yard. Right in your front yard right now, you got a nice, decent salad. I bet you've got crabgrass out there, which that's wild lettuce. I bet you got dandelions. I bet you have plantain grass growing. All those things have so many uses, and they're free and everywhere. You could even find these in the cracks of a sidewalk in the city. So, or an abandoned lot. They call them weeds. So learn some things. Spend the rest of this spring and all of this summer studying edibles that are cheap and free. This is very important to you. Learn dishes to fix them up where it's better to you, but I like everything that comes out the ground. I like it just like it is. I hardly got to cook or do anything to any. I mean, I'm like a kid in a candy store when I walk through a garden. I done got switched so many times for picking stuff and eating it before I was supposed to. So that's just me though, and I know everybody's got their own palate and their own taste buds, but it's a healthy way to eat, and it's a cheap way to eat. And where a lot of y'all think eating cheap's out of the dollar store, I want you to look at what they've done to us and look at our bodies, look at our health since these dollar stores and this instant, quick, microwave fast processed food hit. Our health is declining a lot because of that. Nobody wants to talk about the death rate from diabetes and heart attacks. That's the biggest killer in the United States is our food. Wow. And we don't talk about though. We can sure talk about some school shootings or some psychotropic drugs or the government or the police, but the number one killer in America is diet. I mean, the results of poor diet. So you could change your whole life just by changing what you put in your mouth. And you can feel good about it by growing it, brothers and sisters. I can't tell you that enough. I love growing. I'm about to embark on a little adventure, and I hope if everything turns out, I'll be in a place of peace for sure, because I'll be around things growing and growing myself, and that's what I like to do. It's always been good to me since my grandma taught me when I was a little guy. So the main reason I'm telling you though is not so much for your inner peace. I'd love to give you that, but you got to find that on your own. It's for peace of mind, that you do have the ability, you do have the space. If you have one blade of grass growing around you, or one hanging basket, or one house plant, you can grow something to eat. Okay? That's dead serious. I don't see where there's no excuses. I don't care if you're in the middle of an apartment in the middle of New York City on the 50th floor. You can do hanging baskets, you can do grow lights, you can do hydroponics. You got all kind of ways of growing indoors, outdoors, all around you. This is going to be high dollar stuff. I never thought that a tomato would probably be $2 or $3, but y'all, we're looking at stuff like that. It's going to be that ridiculous. $4 or $5 for a big cucumber. Come on. Also, while you're researching, also research for the things, the type of plants that grow in your area. I highly recommend the Farmer's Almanac, the type of soil you have, and if you're indoor growing, look at what you need that's going to give you the most, that you won't waste. Because we can like say you can always grow a bunch of greens, but if you don't cook them, how you going to can greens and stuff like that? You see what I'm saying? You can, but look at stuff that you can preserve, stuff that you can and jar. Stuff that's got high in vitamins, high in fibers. Look at the things that's going to be good for your life. Things that you like. Things that you like. Grow what you like. There ain't no rules on it. You grow what you want. I ain't seen no, I mean, I've seen rules where you, laws, where you can't grow a garden, period. But I damn sure ain't ever heard no rule about what you can grow in your own garden. And once again, it's for your benefit financially. It's for your benefit health-wise. And it's for your benefit with your inner peace and working on yourself. Because I know all you're doing that. I know you're all seeking peace and you're all seeking a way out of this. And we're wondering about what to do, and we worry, and I worry. I ain't no different y'all. But I like to take my worries and think about it and find solutions and then speak about the solutions. So I would love to hear your solutions. I'd love to hear what you're growing. Please tell me what you're growing, what you plan on growing, how you like to do your garden. Ask questions like maybe what do you need to grow. I'll send you on plenty of places to research, to look up just for your reason, just for your specific area. But I tell you what, all the money out there don't grow on trees, even though it might be green. I noticed the $100 bill was blue today. But can't eat that money, y'all. And if the money ain't worth the food, wow. If you're having if your grocery bill now is $100 a week, I mean, y'all, that can wind up being double by the end of the summer for the various things that you just buy for yourself. So think about it. Pay attention to it. Get out there and break some soil. Break some soil. Just start a few plants. Just get it going, and it'll snowball. You'll like it. I mean, come on. If you ain't never gardened before and you don't think you can do it, come on. It grows on its own. Look around you. Life finds a way to live. You just hamper along a little bit and keep that seed a little warm, a little wet, and it'll come on out for you. I promise you. And you'll love it like a baby, and you'll eat it with a passion. Only time I eat my babies is when I get in my garden. So there you go. I love y'all. I just want the best for you and your families, and I think we need to prepare for these times coming up. Look at what's happened. Look at where we're going. Look at today. Do it. All right? Peace. I love y'all. And don't live in fear and never go hungry. All right? Peace.